Well, if you saw the election, the entire country relates with Trump right now. When all the swing states, the only states she won were the ones that you didn't need ID to vote in. It would have been interesting if you needed ID, how that would have played out too. I think that I think the whole country, it feels like somebody hit the reset button.
They hit the golf swing in Detroit. They hit the golf swing and the dance.
No, this has been everywhere.
They've been hitting it in college football.
Trump is back cool again, man.
They said Trump won the culture war.
You should tell them about what the Texas Southern dude told you, man.
You know,
No, that was crazy.
What happened?
So, yeah, when I was at the club, it was this guy. He played on the football team. He was like, bro, like.
He's black.
Yeah. That type of black guy.
He was a nigga.
Yeah, he was a nigga. And he was just
why
basically
you gotta
like.
describe him like that, bro?
You
just said what he is.
Damn,
Like, keep
bro.
real on this channel.
You can't just say he was just.
It hits more different.
We know what it
because
is.
He wasn't a
Street.
square.
He was street.
He wasn't street. He was in school. He just played football.
Oh, but he's a nigga.
We some niggas.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, brother.
Anyways, no, he was like, bro, like y'all channel actually like helped me like see through everything that happened during the election. He was all like, man, like y'all don't know how much y'all opened my eyes to a lot of stuff.
A lot of people have been saying that to me.
I was like, wow, I didn't expect
This
that.
dude at the gym came up to me, bro. He be in there with his girl. I'm sorry, bro. I forgot your name already. I forget names quick. We got to talk.
A-hole.
Damn, man, type of nigga.
All right. But he came up to me. He was like, bro, I see you in here all the time. And I just recognized that I was watching your videos this whole election. This was like right after Trump won. He was like, bro, I just got to keep it 100. Like, I really think like y'all played a part in that. Like, y'all really like opened people's eyes for real.
That's what they saying, man.
And he really messed me up with that. He
That's
ain't
what
white
they
either.
saying.
He was Hispanic.
That's just hard to believe.
I was like,
but
damn,
it
man,
is
he's
hard
keeping
to
it
believe.
100.
Hey, no.
Even Kai hit that jump.
Hey.
That's why he didn't
Biggest
take the
streamer
money.
in the world, guys. You remember?
Hey,
And he
they tried
in
to
there
get
with-
him. They tried to get, bro, Kamala, just so the people know, if you didn't know, if you weren't aware,
tried
he's
to
up for
bribe
streamer
him.
of the year, right?
He's the 3-time streamer of the year.
Well, we
Three
might
times.
be reaching though.
2 or
but
3 times.
They
Whoa.
really,
Well, Kamala tried to pay him. He said it, man.
He did.
we might be reaching.
Kamala
though.
tried to
What?
pay him to come on the stream.
No, we're not, brother. This is clear as day.
But G Herbo,
That's
Who
definitely
does
the
that?
dance.
Yeah.
he know what he did. That's
Yeah.
it. That's not
Yeah.
That's definitely the dance.
hit that
Yeah,
this
he
time.
did.
You know what you're doing.
Everybody hitting that thing. Huh, 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 huh.
Hey, don't let me double race this year. I'm hitting that.
Huh, 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 huh. It's viral. The culture war. Dems are mad they lost the culture war.
Whoa.
Ah,
He did
that's
that.
hard.
It
He's
says-
hard
It
for
said
that.
Trump 2020.
MAGA.
Everybody hitting that. Yeah. The frat header. All the pledges.
That's crazy. Get it out of there.
Yeah.
That's Malcolm Rodriguez from
Bones
Oklahoma
Jones.
State.
Aiden.
And they hitting it overseas in England.
Overseas.
Huh, huh.
Hey,
Even the English.
I'm telling you, bro.
Wow.
Y'all think this would have happened if Kamala was president?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Y'all think this would have happened if Joe was president?
Hell no.
All right, man. Well, that should be enough. He uniting America with a dance.
Like Dana said, I mean, just everything feels different. Like
It does feel different. It feels more patriotic, doesn't it? Like I
Yes.
walked outside today and heard the eagle scream.
All
and I was
right.
like, yeah, man.
it's like a breath of fresh air. Like it's just like you're happy to go outside. You're happy to be American again, man.
Yeah, man. People were mad at Jelly Roll, the libs.
I rock with Jelly Roll, man. You know he seen our video we did of him?
For real.
Big Joe.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Now people were saying I'm undownloading everything Jelly Roll made.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, yeah.
Daniel
please do.
Cormier,
He don't
Lafayette
care.
legend.
Like, bro, charisma, aura, come on.
Man, what an honor.
Yeah, I peeped Tulsi.
No,
Tulsi,
everybody was there.
RFK, Dan Bongino was there. Who else was there?
We was the only ones not
Elon there. People was hating.
Trump Jr.
You know he don't f with it.
That was his
man.
reply to us.
That was hilarious.
That zoom in picture of RFK. People were like, "Oh, he's such a fraud for this. He's such a fraud for eating McDonald's, and he's so against McDonald's." Like, shut the hell up.
I mean, you can't even tell if he ate it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
This is
it's
for
just
the
a picture. Ain't even a video of him going. Man, like, come on now. Y'all know the hooting and hollering.
I know how they be.
People was like, hold on, let me read this post I saw on X before you play that. Somebody was like, of course, it's no wonder Trump won the popular vote. They said, politics and beliefs aside, eat McDonald's on the PJ with your absolute boys after sitting ringside at UFC 309 rules so hard. No wonder he won the young male vote. And I have to agree with that. Where the hell did he get that hat from?
That hat is tough.
Bro, that's AI, bro. That's not real, bro.
I'm talking about the hat though.
You like that top hat, that Michael Jackson
He's talking
fedora?
about the Make America Great Again.
I know. I was just joking.
I rock that too.
No, you wouldn't. Mike Johnson.
Young
You got
Vivek.
Speaker Mike Johnson. Vivek in the cut.
The normalization of Trump is going to be studied for decades. Just yesterday, he was at the UFC fight. And John Bones Jones won the belt, and he came off the stage and immediately gave it to him. Now, mind you, this is all for the photo op. But as the media has done, and billionaires who bought social media companies to continue to push out right-wing propaganda has done, this is all about sane washing Trump and making him look like a normal human being. Because when they start putting immigrants in concentration camps, and mass deportations start creating the separation of families, and millions of you all start losing your health insurance because you're a part of the Affordable Care Act and he wants to repeal it. He closes the Department of Education, leaving teachers without jobs and kids without places to go to school and segregated schools. And when his tariff plan tanks the economy and makes our economy the worst since the Great Depression, even when he promises to militarize the police, reincarcerate thousands, and expand the death penalty, I just want the ammunition to say, nah, he's not that guy. He was at the UFC fight. I mean,
Shut
They
up.
be reaching.
Not make this
They
shit
be
up.
reaching.
They're trying to
they
touch
be
their
reaching.
toes.
Oh my gosh. This guy needs a tampon, all that bitching he's doing. Shut up.
This one, the education department one, is the one that pisses me off the most.
Yeah,
Man, talking about
the states. That's
talking
the
about
only
people
difference. It's
talking
like a-
about people are gonna repeal the Affordable Care Act after he already was the president and didn't repeal it. It's pure propaganda and it's pure willful ignorance because he said on stage, "I tried to repeal it," and they're like, "You tried to repeal it, didn't work." He said, "Yeah, and I tried to correct it," and he said, "I'll just try to do it again, and if not, then it is what it is." Did he not say that at the debate? I'm pretty sure that's what he said at the debate.
So you actually think
Like,
that
damn.
he's gonna shut down schools and not have schools for kids to go to, guys?
and segregate schools.
Man, I want to
Wow.
slide. I want.
You know,
boy.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep saying this. The Democrats had cities with schools that was completely shut down, and then brought immigrants over here, and then the schools magically got open. So what are y'all complaining about?
Well, no, actually, they shut down schools for the immigrants to house them immigrants in the school. So actually,
That too.
Yeah, that's what
But
I was
they-
thinking you was going to say.
No,
'cause
but they actually have-
really shut down schools for real.
They shut down schools and they had abandoned schools. They funded
Real?
and built them up.
They built them up to like get
So,
people to
live in them and work and use them. Like they
like
have
for
boarded
for
boarded
extra
schools
education purposes or
for the
or-
immigrants. I
No,
think they was
no.
doing both.
Oh, I
So
think
no,
I did hear something like that.
It was housing them and schooling them.
If you're a Republican voting to block one of these cabinet nominees because you say you don't like Tulsi Gabbard, how do you expend the political capital and to risk the backlash from Trump and take down RFK Jr., take down Matt Gaetz? It's going to be very difficult for them, and Trump knows that. He knows it's going to be difficult for them to block his.
He's flooded the zone with these picks and forced Republicans to choose. And I think it's interesting to me that he brought Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. to the UFC event last night. He is frankly giving, I think, supporter-based permission structure, and he's made these folks stars over the course of this campaign. I mean, in some ways, it's easy to view this, I think, through a different lens. Like, this is also just a person who won following through on campaign promises. He promised retribution, he promised vengeance, and he promised these kind of figures having prominent places in this administration, and he's delivering it. And for a lot of those
Is
supporters,
he?
that is the point of the Trump
the dude from
vote.
Shade
So I don't
Room.
think that's the fullness
No, it's not.
of the electorate we saw on Tuesday. I think there, for a lot of people, they backed Trump probably as a rejection of the administration and weren't thinking of this as an endorsement of every single thing he's talked about. But for the hardcore base, the folks he listens to the most, they voted for Trump for the purposes of RFK Jr. riling the big pharma, right? And so what they are going to force those Republican senators to do is make a choice on those calls, and they will be doing so with the backing of the electorate. I don't think we could just say that they won't get through. I will believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
I mean, and it really looks like ancient Rome. here. This is sort of the conquering Republican Caesar who's going into the Colosseum and everyone's cheering, and he's got his political gladiators with him. That appearance isn't just about him enjoying the applause. He's sending a message to the Senate.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah.
not only are you entertained, but these are my people, and are you willing to fight? Because here's who I have.
So first he's Hitler, now he's Caesar, now all the people with him are Roman gladiators. You
And
guys
we're
willing to
we're
fight,
Russian
look who I
spies.
have. And this guy, to answer your question,
That is the best. No. That's the best
Nah, like,
response
that
to all
debunks
of that.
everything.
Though.
Like,
It does.
We're Russian spies.
The people think that. Faux niggas.
I would also,
Sorry.
I would also like to point out that, like you guys asked if he's gay. I think we looked it up last time we saw him. I don't think he's gay, but those are women's glasses he got on. I don't think they make men's glasses. I just got these glasses a week ago, y'all. They don't have that shape of glasses in the men's section. Just saying.
Yeah, man. Nothing surprises me these days after the Russia.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, we're
For
like
Mother Russia.
we like Frank Lucas and Freeway Rick, man. We tapped in with the Russians and the Cubans, man.
These are the people who will be advising the president on every crisis that crosses his desk and representing the United States for some of them overseas. And they're the people who have an impact also on your daily lives.
They would bring
See, these
that.
choices are, on the one hand, cartoonishly outrageous. But when that dust
That's what I
settles,
just thought,
it's not really just about the scandals and the personal lives of these nominees, and there are many. It's about what their positions and their lack of experience could do to our health system, our national security, and the rights we have in this country. So let's start with RFK Jr., shall we? Did RFK Jr. produce some of these strangest headlines in the history of presidential campaigns?
We all seen
He
that
sure
was
did.
on the left.
Does RFK Jr. have a strange, is one way of describing it, penchant for carrying dead animals in his car? He sure does. But RFK Jr. is also one of the most dangerous purveyors of inaccurate information about vaccines that our country has ever seen.
Wow.
The HHS secretary oversees the CDC, the NIH, and the FDA. So basically, in human terms, our vaccines, our medicine, and our food. His nomination and confirmation would mean that the guy who founded one of the nation's most prominent anti-vaccine groups would be in charge of the agency that makes recommendations on vaccines. The guy who said he would stop research into infectious diseases would be in charge of the agency that studies infectious diseases. So that's what's coming on that front.
We have seen nominations before from presidents of both parties where there have been ethical and substantive issues. Let's not forget, we had a nominee for HHS secretary in this administration who had never dealt with health care before being nominated. So I think that the notion that...
I'm not here to defend. He was the attorney general for the state of California. This is a little bit of a different...
He had experience suing healthcare companies, but not anything to do with health care.
Senator, always good to see you.
Called her
You
out.
have said
I
the
respect you,
Democrats
dude.
shouldn't be, quote, freaking out over every single thing Trump does. Are you freaking out at all about any of these cabinet picks, I wonder?
Well, I mean, there's some that I would absolutely be excited to vote for, like my colleague from Florida or the representative from New York, of course. And then there's others that are just absolute trolls, just like Gates and those things. And that's why, Democrats, like Trump, that gets the kind of thing. I mean, he gets the kind of thing that he wanted, like the freak out and all of those things. And he hasn't even been, it's still not even Thanksgiving yet. And if we're having meltdowns, every tweet or every appointment or all those things, I mean, it's going to be 4 years. And just the last time I was on your network, I was warning about the jackpot. And I use that metaphor of the slot machine, 777. And if Trump wins, then it's likely that's going to happen. He's going to get the House, we're going to have the Senate and the presidency, and the real jackpot is the Supreme Court. And that's been very clear that that's a strong conservative slant. So they can run the table right now. And at least for the next 2 years, those are the things, if you really want to be concerned about that they have the absolute ability to run the table, at least for the next 2 years. And that's what I think we should all be concerned on, not small tweets or, random kinds of appointments.
Who elected this guy? I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not as bad as...
no, he's not.
I want you
bad
guys
at
to know that he had like a stroke. That's why he's kind of off.
all. Oh, okay.
That's why he's kind of off.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, hey, man.
I didn't think he was on.
Well, I mean, he like pauses a lot when he talks. Like he used to be a lot more fluent when he spoke.
Oh wow.
I just
didn't know
remember
that.
him as the D coordinator.
I remember Joe Rogan just
Because he always got on a hoodie and
recently.
stuff. I think his interview with Joe Rogan also helped get Trump elected. He said too much.
He got abused.
He said too much.
You know what's crazy? When the Democrats had the House and all the same opportunity they had, I didn't see the right cry and panic and
They just went to
scared
work.
of life and scared. And y'all was the ones that was actually censoring people.
Getting people fired.
You was kicking people off of their social media platform. You was getting people arrested.
Fired from their job.
Fired from their job.
Inciting real riots.
You really made people call people off of gender. You was firing people for gender roles.
They was forcing
or
people to
saying
take
she,
vaccines.
he, and they.
They was forcing people to take vaccines. Take the vaccine or get fired. Take the vaccine or be evicted.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson
Take-
got fired for that. So.
Hey, remember, take the
That was a-
vaccine.
that was in
remember,
Canada, though.
remember at UL, it was almost take the vaccine or you can't enroll.
Yeah.
I remember they said that
yeah.
for like 2 weeks, and then I remember when I shouldn't say this, but I was a GA. I remember I heard these teachers complaining about that shit, and then a week later they took the mandate away.
Yeah, them people down there ain't going.
Yeah, we was in the South. They wasn't going for that.
It was just, I'm sorry, but that's
They said
weird.
$100 and we
y'all.
was broke college kids.
Yeah, they
Oh
give us-
yeah, I got that
If you
back.
question
They did.
anything, you're a Nazi.
So that's just weird, bro.
That is weird.
The reason that Matt Gaetz is such an exciting pick to so many people is because he will go in and reform the Department of Justice. It desperately needs it. Look, he and I sat on the Judiciary Committee together for almost 7 years before I became Speaker of the House. And we heard the evidence. We saw the evidence of lawfare. We saw how the Department of Justice had been used for political purposes, how they targeted Catholics in some examples and parents at school boards and pro-life Americans. This is not what our system of justice was built to do, and Matt Gaetz will go in there and shake it up. And I think most of the American people understand that's an important function.
Would you take steps to put things into recess so those appointments could happen?
Listen, I believe in the principle of a new president being able to choose his team, and that used to not be a controversial notion. We're in a time of very divided government and a very partisan atmosphere in Washington. I wish it were not. I wish the Senate would simply do its job of advice and consent and allow the president to put the persons in his cabinet of his choosing. But if this thing bogs down, it would be a great detriment to the country, to the American people. Remember, they just delivered a mandate to the president, an overwhelming popular vote victory and of course electoral college victory, and they have sent the message that America First policies should be the rule of the day. So the persons that the president is choosing will help with that agenda. They will take their leadership in these agencies and they will reform them as the people expect and demand. So we'll evaluate all that at the appropriate time and we'll make the appropriate decision. There may be a function for that, and we'll have to see how it plays out.
Oh my God, did the president hire somebody? Like literally, that's literally what that is.
But they doing
Crybaby ass shit.
it's really annoying to me, all this hooting and hollering everyone's doing, because he's not even in the White House yet. Nothing's happened, and everyone's acting
He's just
like
hiring people.
it's the end of the world. Like people bitching about the race of the people on the cabinet, as if like the race is supposed to mean something. Like, listen, if they are the people he chose to get the promises done, I want to see if they're gonna get it done. I don't give a damn what they look like.
Well, I mean, if we got 75% of people who are black or Democrat, why would you expect to see a bunch of them in the Republican House?
And then,
it doesn't happen often.
But then I've seen a lot of people on X, or Democrats on X, I'll say, slandering like Byron Donalds and Tim Scott for not being on the cabinet. Tim Scott
gonna get
just
some spots.
became the chairman of the Republican Senate.
No, they
He's the
did
chairman-
that.
he's the chair of the.
And they said Byron gonna be the next governor of Florida.
Byron could be the next governor of Florida because what's the name? Term limit is almost up.
DeSantis.
Yeah, his term limit's almost up, and people in Florida really love Byron. So people act like
if Byron is the next governor of Florida, I'm trying to.
I
move
would
to
not be
Florida.
surprised.
People act like just because they supported Trump, they were supposed to be on the cabinet or something. But like, I guess they don't realize that people have other plans for their political careers.
You know, they're gonna say whatever.
Why haven't they
suits
give
them
Tim
in
a
their
judge
agenda.
position?
Well,
Judge?
Tim
Yeah.
has a position. He's the chair of the Republican.
He's the head of the Senators.
Yeah.
People gonna cry about anything.
NHRHC or some shit.
When Trump won and he got on stage, his speech after that, somebody called me and said, "Bro, can you admit that it was a little racist because Trump didn't have anybody black on stage?"
No.
Wow.
You don't need pieces.
I said,
Yeah.
oh wow, that literally messed me up so bad.
Tim Scott
Is
is
this the same
the
person who
chair.
said the gender was
No. It was a whole different
Tim
person.
Scott is the chair of the
You're
National
people,
Republican Senatorial Committee.
That
Whatever
fears
that
black people.
means.
But people have been questioning him because they said he was gonna hire some people that Mike Pence was in bed with. They're like, hold on now, brother, hold on now. So I don't know too
Let
much
my man,
about
hey
that.
man, he
Hey.
he has the highest
Yeah.
authority of
He-
this land.
he gets to choose.
He get to hire anybody he
He
wants
talking about
to.
Tim Scott, though.
If he came and hired all that nigga ass, he could do it.
Trump, do
Could
what you
be
got to
that
do.
wrong.
Go
I'd be
ahead, do
happy.
what you got to do, Trump. Niggas tweak out, fire their ass.
I mean, I'm just keeping it 100, guys. Like, really, I just think like everyone's doing a lot of hooting and hollering. It's more fear mongering and playing on people's fears, and they're creating fears off something that hasn't even happened yet. I think we should be more concerned that Biden just gave Ukraine the go ahead to shoot missiles into Russia, but we worried about freaking who Trump got on the chair, and they not even empowered to do nothing yet.
Well,
like, shut up, y'all.
Wasn't Biden finna give him another $60 billion?
Yeah, he also just gave them the green light to shoot missiles in there, which is gonna start even more war. So
Also-
I'm like, bro, like, why are we not talking about this? We talking about some people who got some new jobs.
Better get y'all pull-ups
Some
in.
people that's got some promotions.
I think they were like on like the 7th hearing trying to figure out where the defense budget went, and it was like
Yeah, they couldn't
$100 trillion.
explain. Yeah.
More than $100
You talking about the
trillion.
Pentagon?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
they couldn't,
trillion?
they couldn't,
I
they
think it
couldn't
was
explain
trillion,
their
bro.
budget. They
Yeah,
couldn't.
they could not
It's
explain
millions
that
of
at all.
dollars. They don't know where it went.
Fire,
How is that legal? Yeah.
fire. Trees and trees and trees.
Yeah, that's right.
Was
I
it
saw-
a trillion or was it
So
a
they'll
billion?
know if you don't pay your taxes.
It was like billions of dollars.
Tax evasion.
Okay, might not
So,
have
they'll
been a
know,
trillion.
so
It was
you can go
billions
to
of
jail for
dollars.
not paying taxes, but all that money.
All this government money can be unaccounted for.
Another one bites the dust.
Congressman Gates offered to take us on a tour.
So one of the committees where people have a lot of information is the Appropriations Committee, because they can view almost any vector of government funding. And so, this is Mr. Rutherford's office. He's on the Ethics Committee and the Appropriations Committee. 152 stock trades. Stocks go through the roof. And, actually bought Raytheon stock the day that Russia invaded Ukraine.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if every American could make money off of war.
Yeah, setting aside the whole shame and ethics questions. How many more on our hit list here?
Wow.
There are a few more. I wish there were fewer on the hit list. I wish we could only stop at one or two offices, but as it turns out, energy is a sector that sees a lot of congressional stock trading.
Sure.
And we have members who are on the Energy Subcommittee of Appropriations, like Michael Guest, chairman of the Ethics Committee, and he's traded somewhere between tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars in energy stocks. He's been buying online gaming stocks and just making a killing on them. So you would think that the people that were on the Ethics Committee would be your best allies in this fight, but indeed they're some of the most prolific traders. And not only trading, but in the case of Mr. Guest, trading in an area where he has access to energy information more so than almost any other American.
And no indication that he wants to maybe slow down, pump the brakes, recognize that there might be some appearance of impropriety here.
It seems as though the pace is only accelerating.
All right.
That shows a lot, bro.
You know, the fact that they're willing to come after people that are on their same.
They put their whole name up there. They
yeah,
blast
boy,
them.
he not playing.
He wants sellouts. Everybody that sold out America, you're gone.
They're cleaning house.
Out of there.
You gotta go.
I want y'all to know something. I want y'all to know something. This makes a lot more sense because if they're willing to go after the corrupt Republicans, this is why all these Democrat establishments is shaking in their boots and screaming fire and screaming wolf because they finna get on. Oh, if they coming for their own, what they finna do to us? They on that ass.
Afuera!
Clean the swamp.
This is exciting.
Clean the
Get him out
swamp.
of there.
We don't know where we could be at right now.
Get 'em
bro.
out of there.
Like America could just be way more advanced than what we think, bro.
So they're gonna actually have term limits on the Senate and stuff too. So
They're
this can
talking about-
actually stop for real.
Nancy Pelosi talking about she trying to rerun and she like 85, 86. She's
Damn.
old. She's a bag of
Get her
bones.
out of here.
Get out of there.
Get him out of here.
And she-
out of there.
hey, guess what she be doing? Stop
Inside, she's the best trader there is.
she millions.
Oh, Matt, go get that ass, Matt. Go get that. Go get that ass, Matt.
Let us know what y'all think, guys.
USA.